Hello and welcome to the Academic Aid Hub channel, and today we're going to be solving the first 10 questions of Mathematics Paper 1 2017. So we'll get started. With the first question, which is on simplification of algebraic expressions. So it says 3x minus open brackets y minus 2x close brackets minus 3y. So this negative sign is multiplying with everything that's there in the brackets. So it will be 3x. So negative multiplied by y will be negative y, and negative multiplied by negative 2x will be positive 2x. Then the rest of the expression, negative 3y. So 3x plus 2x, we're grouping the like terms, minus y minus 3y. So 3x plus 2x gives us 5x, and negative y minus 3y gives us negative 4y. And so there is no any further simplification that can be done, so this will be our final answer. So answer will be 5x minus 4y. We go to our next question, which is under indices. So it says 81 over 16 in brackets to the power negative 1 over 4 plus 81 over 16 in brackets to the power 0. So we all know that a square root is the same as raising any number or variable to the power of 1 over 2, half. So if it's the square root of x, it is the same as x to the power 1 over 2. So if it's a cube root, so let's say if it's the cube root of 27, this is the same as 27 to the power 1 over 3. Now if it's a fourth root, the same, 1 over 4. That's just how it increases. So this thing of 81 over 16 to the power negative 1 over 4, this negative 1 over 4, we're going to change it to be the fourth root. So it will be the fourth root of 81 over 16 to the power negative 1. Since there is a negative of the power, so it will still be raised to the power negative 1 plus 81 over 16 to the power 0, and anything raised to the power 0, the value is 1. So now this fourth root for this fraction, what it means is that it's a number that you multiply by itself 4 times to get 81 and 16. So the number that you multiply by itself 4 times to get 81 is 3, because 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 gives you 81. 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, and 27 times 3 is 81. So the fourth root of 81 will be 3 over the fourth root of 16 will be 2, because 2 multiplied by itself 4 times gives us 16. 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 2, 16. So the fourth root of 16 will be 2. So 3 over 2, and it's still to the power negative 1. Negative 1 plus 1. So to get rid of this negative, what we're going to do is, to get rid of a negative of power, we just do 1 over. So 1 over the 3 over 2 plus 1. So we can put the plus 1 aside for now. This plus 1 we'll put aside for now. So 1 over 3 over 2. How we're going to handle it is going to be 1 divided by 3 over 2, which will become 1 multiplied by, you reciprocate, 2 over 3. So it will become 2 over 3 plus 1. So here we know how to deal with fractions. You find the common denominator, which is going to be 3. 3 into 3 is 1. 1 multiplied by 2 is 2. Plus 1 into 3 is 3. 3 multiplied by 1 is 3. So 2 plus 3 will be 5 and over 3. So final answer will be 5 over 3, or you can make it a mixed fraction to be 1 into 1 whole number 2 over 3, whichever you're more comfortable with. So we go to the next question, which says the gradient of the line joining points -2, k and k, -14 is 2. So they've given us the gradient of these 2 points. So the line joining these 2 points, the gradient is +2. So they're telling us to calculate the value of k. So here simply what we do is that we know the formula for gradient is denoted by m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we'll label our coordinates. So the first pack of coordinates, you can label them however you like, but the first coordinate is our x coordinate and our y coordinate. So x, y. So this will be my x1, y1, my x2, and my y2. So gradient will be equal to y2, which is our -14, minus y1, which is k, over x2, which is our k, minus x1, which is -2. So our gradient, which we've been given in the question, it says the gradient is +2. So 2 is equal to -14 minus k over k. Negative multiplied by negative gives us positive, so it will be k plus 2. And now here what we're going to do is we're going to cross multiply. So 2 is multiplying by everything here, 2 multiplied by k plus 2. So 2 multiplied by k plus 2 is equal to 1 multiplied by anything to give us the same answer, so it will be -14 minus k. So 2 multiplied by k will give us 2k plus 2 multiplied by 2 will give us 4 is equal to -14 minus k. So now we'll group the like terms. So 2k, I'll cross this negative k over the equal sign. So negative k will become positive k, will be equal to -14. This is +4. When it crosses the equal sign, it will become -4. So -4. 2k plus k is 3k. So 3k is equal to -14 minus 4 will give us -18. So now, since we need the value of k, we'll divide both sides by 3. So the value of k will be equal to 3 into 18 goes 6 times. So -6 will be our value of k. So we now move on to the next question, which is on factorization. And usually paper 1 factorization, you do need to do the difference of two squares. So in this question first, it says ax squared y minus 4ay cubed. Yes, ax squared y minus 4ay cubed. So what we're going to do first is we're going to factorize it. We're going to find what's common in this expression in both of these terms. So here, what we can factorize is a and also y, because it's there in both of these terms. But there is no x. X is only in the first term, but it's not there in the second one. But we have a and we have y. So a, y, open brackets, that is all that we can get common. So now, this a and this a will cancel. The y and the y will cancel. So we'll remain with x squared minus 4. We won't have a anymore because the a and the a will cancel. 4y to the power 2, because this 1y here will cancel with the 3 y's that are there. Since we are dividing into the, or factorizing, we're dividing into the expression. So now we can further factorize it by saying ay x squared minus 2 squared y squared, simply because we cannot make this a difference of 2 squared because this variable is raised to the power 2. This variable is also raised to the power 2, but the number here, the constant value here, the coefficient is not raised to the power of what? To the power of 2. So we've done that by reducing it to 2 to the power 2. So now AY will be equal to, now we know how to do the difference of two squares, so it will be x plus 2y and x minus 2y. And so that is your final answer. It cannot be further factorized. So AY, open brackets, x plus 2y and x minus 2y. We go to the next question, which says the points P and Q have coordinates 2, 4 and negative 3, 1 respectively. Express PQ as a column vector. So let's make this assumption here. If this is all our origin, this is our P and this is our Q. This is our Q. So it says PQ. So if we're moving to PQ, how we move as vectors, we're going to move PO. So vector PQ will be equal to PO vector plus OQ vector. This is how we're going to express PQ. So now we know that PO is going in the opposite direction. It's going in the opposite direction. So it's going to be what? So our PQ will be equal to negative of, so our coordinate for P here is 2, 4. So since we're expressing it as a column vector, that's why we put it in column form, plus OQ, we're going in the direction of the vector. So it will be negative 3, 1. So vector PQ will be equal to negative 2, negative 4, plus negative 3, and 1. So vector PQ will be equal to negative 2 plus negative 3. Positive multiplied by negative is negative. So negative 2 minus 3 gives us negative 5. Negative 4 plus 1 gives us negative 3. So this is vector PQ. So vector PQ as a column vector will be given by negative 5 and negative 3. Move on to the next question, which is on shading the region. So it says shade B complement intersect, open brackets, A intersect C. So the simple way of doing this is, let's draw a set separately here. Maybe that will help us better. This is our set A, our set B, and our set C. So A, B, and C. Now we'll draw another one as well. Set A, set B, and set C. So the first part of the question tells us to shade B complement according to the question. B complement, meaning everything that is outside of B. So in this first one, I'll shade everything that is outside of B. So here I've shaded B complement, everything that is outside of B. And the rest part of the question says A intersect C. This is our A and this is our C. So the part that is common between A and C is this region here. This region here is common between A and C, that entire region. So the question tells us B complement intersect A intersect C. So between these two, what is happening is intersection. We're getting what is common between the two. So in these two sets that we have shaded, the common region is this one here. Sorry, it's this region here. Just this region. Because when we say intersect, we mean what is common in between the two. So what is common in B complement as well as A intersect C. So we've shaded our A intersect C here, and we've shaded our B complement here. And which region has been commonly shaded between the two? It's just this portion of the region, which is this region. We move on to the next question, which is on matrices. We've been given two matrices, matrix A and matrix B. The first question says find A, the transpose of matrix A. So how how we transpose a matrix? We just change the column to be the rows and the rows to be a column to the rows to be the columns. So if this matrix is a 2 by 3, it will be a 3 by 2. So we're just changing the rows to be the columns. So this, the 3 2 1, which is a row, will become our first column, which is 3 2 1, and 4 3 0 will be our second column. And just like that, that is the transpose of matrix A. We've changed the rows to be the columns to be the rows. So 3 2 1, 4 3 0. The second question, part B of the question, says AB as a single matrix. So in short, they're telling us to multiply matrix A and matrix B. So for a matrix to be qualified to multiply, the number of columns of the first matrix must be equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. So there are 3 columns in the first matrix and 3 rows in the second matrix. So you can multiply these matrices. And so this is a 2 by 3 matrix because it has 2 rows and 3 columns. And this is a 3 by 3 matrix. So our final answer should be a 2 by 3 matrix. So we can start multiplying. So you know it's row by column, row by column, row by column. So we'll start multiplying. So row by column. So it will be 3 by 1 plus 2 by 3 plus 1 by 0. Then now again the first row will multiply by the second column. So it will be 3 by 2 plus 2 by 2 plus 1 by 1. And so it will continue multiplying with the third column. So it will be 3 by 3, which will give us 9, plus 2 by 1, which will give us 2, plus 1 by 0, which will give us 0. And now we come to the second row, which will multiply by all 3 columns as well. So it will be 4 by 1 plus 3 by 3 plus 0 by 0. So here, this second column here of matrix A has multiplied with the first column of matrix B. And now it will multiply by the second column. So 4 by 2 plus 3 by 2 plus 0 by 1. Then now multiplied by the third column, so it will be 4 by 3, which is going to give us 12, plus 3 by 1, which will give us 3, plus 0 by 0, which will give us 0. So now we're just going to simplify it. 3 times 1 gives us 3, plus 2 by 3 gives us 6, plus 1 by 0 gives us 0. 3 times 2 gives us 6, plus 2 times 2 will give us 4, plus 1 times 1 will give us 1. 9 plus 2 plus 0 gives us 11. 4 by 1 gives us 4, plus 3 by 3 gives us 9, plus 0 by 6 gives us 0. So then now 4 by 2 gives us 8, plus 3 by 2 will give us 6, plus 0 by 1 will give us 0. And then here 12 plus 3 plus 0 will give us 15. So our final answer here will be 3 plus 6 plus 0 will be 9. 6 plus 4 plus 1 will give us 11. This is 11. 4 plus 9 plus 0 will give us 13. 8 plus 6 plus 0 will give us 14. And this is 15. This will be our final answer. And as I said, it should be a 2 by 3. A 2 by 3 matrix. So our final answer is a 2 by 3. We go to the next question, which is on arithmetic progressions. So the first for the sequence 25, 22, 19, 16, find the A formula for the nth term. So the first thing to do here is find the common difference. So common difference of an arithmetic progression is given by D is equal to D, which denotes common difference, term 2 minus term 1. So our second term in this question is 22 minus our first term here is 25. So our common difference therefore is 22 minus 25 is negative 3. So the formula for the nth term is given by nth term is equal to A plus open brackets n minus 1 close brackets D. So nth term is equal to A, which is our first term, which is 25, plus open brackets n minus 1, and our common difference is negative 3. So nth term will be equal to 25 plus, now this negative 3 will multiply by everything in the brackets. So this negative 3 will multiply by everything in the brackets. So negative 3 multiplied by n will give us negative 3n. And negative 3 multiplied by negative 1, negative multiplied by negative gives us positive. So it will be positive 3, positive 3. So nth term, the formula for the nth term would therefore be equal to 25 minus 3n plus 3. And now we can simplify it further. So nth term is equal to 25, we'll group the like terms, 25 plus 3 minus 3n. So our nth term will be equal to 25 plus 3 is 28 minus 3n. So that's the formula of our nth term. So the formula for our nth term will be equal to 28 minus 3n. The second question here asks us, what is the sum of the first 20 terms? So the formula for sum of an arithmetic progression is given by, just a minute. So the sum of an arithmetic progression is given by n over 2 open brackets 2a plus open brackets n minus 1 d, which is a common difference. So sum of the first 20 terms. So sum of the first 20 terms is equal to n, which is our number of terms, which is 20. So the 20 over 2 open brackets 2a. So 2 multiplied by a. A is our first term, which is 25, plus n minus 1. N, which is the number of terms, which is 20, minus 1. And our common difference, as we found it, was negative 3. So sum of the first 20 terms will be equal to 20 over 2 is 10. So 2 multiplied by 25 here gives us 50, plus 20 minus 1 is 19. And 19 multiplied by negative 3 is negative 57. So sum of the first 20 terms is equal to 10 multiplied by positive here multiplied by negative gives us negative. So 50 minus 7 gives us negative 7. So sum of the first 20 terms therefore will be equal to 10 multiplied by negative 7 is negative 70. So the sum of the first 20 terms is going to be negative 70. So now we move on to the next question, question 9. So town L is on 0 degrees, 30 degrees west, and town K is on 0 degrees, 60 degrees east, as shown in the diagram. if a radio quiz is scheduled to start at 12 hours at L, so if the radio quiz is scheduled to start at 12 hours at L, so it is scheduled 12 hours at L, find the time at which the people at K will be listening to the quiz. So the first thing we ought to take note of is we're going from west to east. So the moment you're moving into the east direction, time is increasing. So the other thing here to find the difference, the time difference, is first we're going to find, since they are on the same latitude, we're going to find the difference in the longitudes. So finding the difference in longitudes, L is on longitude 30 degrees west and K is on longitude 60 degrees east, and now they are in different hemispheres because L is in the western hemisphere while K is in the eastern hemisphere. So different hemispheres we add. So the difference in longitudes will be given by 60 degrees plus 30 degrees, which will give us 90 degrees. And we ought to remember that 15 degrees is equivalent to 1 hour. So in this case, the difference in longitudes is 90 degrees. So 90 degrees will give us x. So we cross multiply. So 15x will be equal to 90 multiplied by 1 is 90. We divide both sides by 15. So our x therefore will be equal to 6 hours. So the difference in time will be 6 hours, but it asks us the time at which the people at K will be listening to the quiz. Since it is scheduled to start at 12 hours at L, and since now K is in the eastern, we are going to the eastern direction, K is to the east. So when it is to the east, when you're moving to the eastern direction, time is increasing. So what you're going to do is 12 hours, you're going to add 5 hours to the, 6 hours, sorry, you're going to add 6 hours to the time. So which will give you 18 hours. So the time at which the people at K will be listening to the quiz will be 18 hours. So the next question asks us, what is the distance between L and K in kilometers? So L and K, the formula for distance is theta over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. So theta over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. So our theta here is the difference in longitudes, which we already found, which was 90 degrees. So 90 over 360 multiplied by 2 multiplied by, they told us take our pi as 22 over 7. 22 over 7 multiplied by r, which is our radius, and the radius we've been given in kilometers is 6,370. So now we will simplify this before going further. Since this paper 1 you're not allowed to use a calculator, so 7 into 7 is 1, 7 into 63 is 9, 7 into 7 is 1, so 7 goes into 6,370, 910 times. So again here we can simplify, we can cancel the 0 from the 90 and the 0 from the 360. Then as well, 9 into 9 goes 1 time, 9 into 36 goes 4 times. Then 2 into 2 goes 1 time, 2 into 4 goes 2 times. Then again 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 22 goes 11 times. So what we're remaining with is just 11 multiplied by 910. So aside you can do your calculations. 91 multiplied by 910 multiplied by 11. So when you multiply, our answer will probably be 10,010. So the distance will be 10,010 kilometers. So your final answer will be 10,010 kilometers. We'll move on to the 10th question, which is part A, is on probability. So the probability that Chakupaleza will go for remedial lessons on a particular day is 7 over 10. what is the probability that she will not go for her remedial lessons on that particular day. So we know that the probability is always out of 1. So what we're going to do to find, since the probability of her going for the remedial lessons is 7/10, so what is the probability of her not going? It will be 1 minus 7/10. So find the common denominator. 1 into 10 is 10, 10 times 1 is 10, minus 10 into 10 is 1, 1 times 7 is 7. So 10 minus 7 will be 3/10. So the probability that she will not go for her remedial lessons is 3/10. That is the answer. The next question is on solving an equation. And now we can see that the equation is 10 to the power x is equal to 0.0001. So we ought to know that this equation, the 10 is raised to the power of x. So for us to be able to answer such an equation, we need to make the bases the same. So the first step that we'll do here, the first step that we'll take is, since 10 to the power x is equal to 0.0001. So I want to make this a whole number. I want to make it without a decimal point. So this decimal point will move 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to make it 1. So when it moves 4 steps, it will be 10 to the power x is equal to 1 over, since it moved 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 over 10,000. So now we remember that when something is, for example, let's say it's 10 to the power negative 1. To get rid of the power negative, it's to become the same as 1 over 10 to the power 1. So this is the same type of a situation that is here. We're going to take this back and into a, we will not leave it in a fraction. We do not want it to be in fraction form. So what we do is that this will become 10 to the power x is equal to 10,000 to the power negative 1. Because we removed the 1 over, so it will become to the power negative 1. So now, we want to make them the same bases. So we want this to become, the base should be 10. So how many times do we multiply 10 by itself to get 10,000? We multiply by itself 4 times. So when we multiply 10 by itself 4 times, 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, that's going to give us 10,000. So it will be 10 to the power x is equal to 10,000, oh sorry, not 10,000, 10. Now we're going to raise it to the power 4, and it will multiply by the power of negative 1 there. So therefore 10 to the power x will be equal to 10 to the power negative 4. Now we've achieved the same bases, so the bases will cancel. So x will be equal to negative 4. So our x will be equal to negative 4. So that is all for this lesson, and I hope that this lesson was very helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you receive every new video that is uploaded on this channel. I hope this lesson was helpful to all of us, and the rest of the questions will be answered in another lesson. Thank you very much for watching this lesson, and continue supporting. Thank you.